Every coastal state must expectedly deal with shipping and the various activities associated with seaborne trade. Now, for Nigeria, the executive leg for administering these responsibilities is the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA. And what are these responsibilities, you might ask? Well, they include overseeing national shipping, boating issues, and of course, to enforce the regulatory laws within our territorial waters. Hello and welcome to yet another educative episode of NIMASA This Week, the Voice of Maritime, brought to you, of course, by NIMASA. My name is Ubong Isien, and it's my pleasure to guide you on this voyage.
You are watching NIMASA This Week.
NIMASA This Week.
NIMASA This Week. NIMASA This Week.
It's the voice of maritime.
The voice of maritime.
The voice of maritime.
Please stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
NIMASA This Week, the voice of maritime, showing on these stations.
Welcome back. It's still NIMASA This Week, the voice of maritime. And on today's episode, we begin on a note of congratulations to the Director General of NIMASA, Dr. Bashir Jamo, who recently joined the exclusive class of winners of the Zig Prize for Leadership, and in this case, the category for public service. It was all pomp and pageantry. You get to find out more about what went down during the award ceremony. Also on the program, we have the DG's Diary and our other regulars. So if you're ready, it's anchors away.
Introducing the NIMASA Distress Response Call Lines for all maritime stakeholders, ship owners, seafarers, ship captains. Whatever your challenge or distress in the Nigerian maritime domain, please call 0803 0685 167, 0708 0005 956, 0700 0700 010. If you can't reach us on these lines, please call 0700 0700 020, 0700 0700 030. Also via VHF Radio Channel 16. Call and NIMASA will respond. A social media entrepreneur, Matt Mullenweg, once said, "Technology is best when it brings people together." It was on this note, delegates from Nigeria Computer Society paid a courtesy visit to the Director General of Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, Dr. Bashir Jamo, at the agency's headquarters in Lagos. The delegates, who were led by their president, Professor Adeshino Shodiya, noted that the individuals and organizations that adopt and promote IT in Nigeria are friends of the professional body. Professor Shodiya, therefore, applauded the Director General of NIMASA for the technological deployment his administration has brought to the maritime agency.
We have been monitoring the progress, the deployment of IT, the deployment of technology in NIMASA, And we are indeed very happy. We are highly delighted of the progress that we have seen. And that is why we are saying that we have to come and meet the DG. We have to bring him very close to us. There are leaders and there are leaders. And your profile, your work in this place in the last, I think it's just over a year. Or is it up to 2 years now? Even over a year, I think we have seen tremendous development in the adoption, in the initiatives and innovative ideas that you have brought on board. So we are indeed very happy.
Responding, the DG appreciated the professional body for recognizing the technological efforts he and his NIMASA team are putting in place. Dr. Jamo also spoke on the peculiarities of using technology in an organization.
No organization today will strive and develop without IT. There is no that organization. So it's a necessity. No matter what profession you are practicing, you need computer. And if you need computer, you must to be married to the computer society.
DG enlightened the professional body on the computer-based efforts which have brought global security success to the maritime sector.
The C4I Center is our computer communication and control command center. The C4I Center is, as you know, is something that has to do with the brain box of our Deep Blue project.
Dr. Jamo assured the professional body that he would encourage all member staff of NIMASA to be part of the professional body since they all use computers. The Nigeria Computer Society also seized the meeting to invite the NIMASA DG to the association's flagship event, National Information Technology and Merit Award, NIMITA, which is set to hold on November 18, 2021. As part of efforts to propagate the blue economy, the Director General of Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Dr. Bashiru Jamo, has called for the maritime bilateral relationship between Nigeria and Portugal. Dr. Jamo, who earlier spoke as the keynote speaker at the third seminar of the Atlantic Center in Lisbon, Portugal, made this call during his courtesy visit to the Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to Portugal, Alex Kefas. Ambassador Kefas said Portugal is the #1 tourist country in Europe, while appreciating Dr. Jamo's visit, adding that they will be able to discuss how to adapt the template to help boost Nigeria's tourism.
Expand their tentacles. So that is what they've been doing, and I have met with the Minister of Defense. So that meeting was, in fact, those who were here before me and our DA in France, that was the best meeting so far.
Interesting.
The best meeting. So there are a lot of things that we can do with them. And in terms of spare parts, compared to other countries, they're cheaper here.
Dr. Jamo, on his part, appreciated the ambassador and the embassy for the kind reception given to him and his team on their arrival. Dr. Jamo, while acknowledging the need to liaise with the ambassador on means to explore the economic benefit of the maritime sector, noted that there is a need to build a bilateral relationship between Nigeria and Portugal in the sector.
We have been campaigning all over the country that it's high time now for us to plan alternative means of income, especially that the international community, their hopes and doing to get a kind of relief by not relying heavily on oil, Nigerian oil and any other countries that use oils as their own mainstay of their own economy. Probably they will have to get an alternative, the solar, the electronic cars and other things like that. That's what they are doing now. So in so doing, we too also we have to plan. Then we have our own natural resources and endowment in terms of maritime assets. So we have to see how we can devise a means to develop our own maritime asset through the blue economy, which is the main passion now for every country. So we are working hard now. Internally, we are negotiating with the state governors to make sure that they buy into our own ideas to see how we can harness these resources, especially those neutral states. We have 8 neutral states defined by the Supreme Court of Nigeria, and so far we met with over 6 governors. We have only 2 left, so that they can buy in and key into the policy. We develop our own action plan. We see what are going to be the deliverables, key performance indicators, and timelines for us to realize in harnessing this blue economy. So I think it will go a long way if we try to see or explore the countries like Portugal to see what we can benefit, especially in terms of shipbuilding, in terms of fleet expansion, and in terms of, as you mentioned, spare parts and other things for repairs and maintenance of our own ships, as well as fishing trawlers, so that we can go back to the basics. In those days, fishing used to be the second largest that provide incomes in the country before advent of oil. Now today we don't have such things. So we have to work hard and make sure that we revive the economic aspect of the maritime industry so that we can all benefit.
Dr. Jamo, while giving a breakdown of his visit, explained the progress report of the Nigerian Maritime Security. According to the NIMASA boss, the International Maritime Bureau's second quarter reports showed that Nigeria recorded maritime security success which has never been recorded in 27 years. Dr. Jamo therefore spoke about the third quarter report which was recently released.
Between November and December last year, we used to record average of 6 attacks in a week, and giving an average of 1 attack per day. So from January this year, we started seeing a drastic reduction to the extent that from 1 attack in a day, we were recording 1 attack in a month.
Oh, good.
And to a large extent, some months even we don't have the attack at all. And the kidnap for ransom also went down drastically. Like the last quarter, we only had 1 case. So I think this is what informed the Minister of Defense in Portugal to invite us to come and give a keynote address on what transpired and what we are doing, what we have been doing to see the realization of these successes.
Ambassador Kefas further hosted the DG in the boardroom of the Nigeria Embassy in Lisbon, Portugal. In the boardroom, Dr. Jamo educated everyone present on the relationship between NIMASA and the International Maritime Bureau. The Director General further explained other security issues that doubled the cost of Nigeria's war risk insurance.
For so many decades, the insecurity within the Gulf of Guinea becomes so pronounced to the extent that the international community declared Nigeria and Gulf of Guinea as the most dangerous water to trade in. So this make it very difficult for investment in terms of maritime countries, open countries. They decided not to be sending their own ships across the Gulf of Guinea region because of the insecurity. The issue of insurance and the freight rates becomes so high because there are 3 types of insurance covers where you have to pay if you are applying Gulf of Guinea. 1, you have to pay special insurance cover for your ship in the event if the ship is being attacked or hijacked. Then you have to insure the human element, which is the CPRs, in the event they kidnap your CPR. And then you have to give a special cover insurance for the cargo in the event there is a theft or there is loss of that cargo. So, which they target in general war risk insurance. So, a cost from Nigeria to UK that is almost double from UK to United States, for example. You pay double than that if you have Nigerian bound cargo because you have to pay the war risk insurance. And that is the next stage now we are getting to, We are now trying to struggle and see how we can remove that, because every Nigerian pays such war risk insurance.
After other maritime deliberations, group photos were taken to commemorate the visit. Lights and glamour filled the atmosphere as notable men and women were recognized for their exemplary leadership roles in Nigeria. The dignitaries were honored with the prestigious Zik Leadership Prize in Public Policy for 2020. In September 2021, the Public Policy Research and Analysis Center formally announced the winners of the year 2020 Zik Prize in Leadership Awards. The extensive management of the restructuring, repositioning, and reformation of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency by Dr. Bashiru-led administration was recognized, and that earned him the prestigious award on the occasion.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Dr. Bashir Yusuf Jamo, co-winner of the year 2020 Zik Prize in Public Service Leadership.
Dr. Jamo was honored for his giant strides in repositioning the agency with initiatives that have inspired tremendous positive change in the nation's maritime sector.
Zik Prize in Leadership, presented to Dr. Bashir Y. Jamo for Public Service. Congratulations.
The achievements that earned Dr. Jamo the Public Service Awards are as follows. As the Director General, he positioned NIMASA as the sole agency for the promotion of the Blue Economy agenda and midwife the production of Nigeria's National Blue Economy Strategic Document to serve as a roadmap for the realization of the nation's blue economy goals. He also established the Littoral State Corporation, LISCON, as a vehicle that galvanized all the governors of the 8 littoral states into a signatory-based MOU working corporation based on comparative advantages to serve as the engines of blue growth in Nigeria. Dr. Jamo became the arrowhead for the full realization of the Integrated National Security and Waterways Protection Infrastructure in Nigeria, also known as the Deep Blue Project, within his first 14 months as the Director General of NIMASA. As Director General of NIMASA, Dr. Bashiru Jamo midwifed and birthed the new framework for tackling maritime insecurity in the Gulf of Guinea, known as GOG MCF/SHADE, with Nigeria and the Inter-Regional Coordinating Center ICC in Yaoundé as co-chairs. His tenure has witnessed an all-time highest decline in piracy and attacks in Nigerian waters, thus making the nation's maritime domain safer for shipping business, as accounted by the International Maritime Bureau third quarter report. In the area of capacity development, Dr. Jamo implemented the international sponsorship of over 200 cadets for professional education and training to become professional seafarers to deepen Nigeria's manpower pool. Dr. Jamo appreciated his team while listing the characteristics that earned him the award.
Determination, patience, endurance, and extra time. Then the second, your team. The team, they are very, very important. So I want to also thank my team, which we capture it for a long time, Team NIMASA, for giving all the necessary supports and the cooperations to ensure that we live above the board and convince the selection committee to consider me worthy of winning this award.
Families, well wishes from his home state, Kaduna, and of course his team from NIMASA, turned up en masse to celebrate the Director General for the prestigious award. The Secretary to Kaduna State Government, Balarabe Abbas Lawal, who represented Governor Nasiru El-Rufai on the occasion, has this to say about the awardee.
We cherish Dr. Jamo as one of our outstanding indigenous of Kaduna State. So we came here to celebrate a great young man who has been doing quite a lot for the entire country. So we are very proud of him. He has come with a lot of vigor, a lot of ideas that has been transforming the entire maritime sector in Nigeria. So we are definitely very, very proud of him. That's why we're here to celebrate with him.
Other well-wishers at the event also showered praises and words of encouragement on Dr. Jamo.
He has done so much. We just last week he flagged off the third phase of the NSDP program. Over 100 young Nigerians have been sponsored under his watch to go and take up professional seafaring in Greece and India. That is in the area of manpower development. So when you look at the totality of this within a period of 2 years, less than 2 years, he's done so much. So when I learned of this program to honor him, I know it is well deserved.
Well, he needs to work harder. This is an invitation to him to work harder, to deliver more for NIMASA and for the government and people of Nigeria. So I wish him the best of luck.
We congratulated Dr. Jamo on the award. It's well deserved.
One thing going for Dr. Bashir Jamo is the passion for the maritime industry. He's been passionate, I know that will take him far.
It's a well-deserving award for Dr. Jamo. He has been there in public service. He has been quite apt with respect to staff welfare. He has been really supportive of the regional bodies. Even in the just concluded committee meeting, Abuja MOU committee meeting, he was well applauded for his support of Abuja MOU.
A man of honor, somebody that deserves the award given to him.
Bashir Jamo, as you know him, is a determined personality. He's an educated person. It is not mistaken. It is not by chance. It is deliberate that is being honored because he deserves it.
He should continue the transformation that he's doing in NIMASA. Leadership is about making a difference and an impact in an organization and in the lives of people that you're leading. And I can see that he's making a major difference in NIMASA. He should continue in that path.
I know him very energetic.
And he deserves all what they have said there, because I know him for quite a longer time, more than 35 years. He has been an achiever and will continue to deliver, to achieve more and more.
The awardees, the people that won the award, it's a big responsibility for them, but it's also a mark of recognition. And to be honest with you, I think they are all well deserved.
Other awardees for the night include Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State, Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State, President of African Development Bank, Akinwumi Adesina, Group Managing Director of Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, Meli Kyari, amongst others.
Welcome back. It's still NIMASA this week, the voice of maritime, and it is time to take you through the weekly column of the DG of NIMASA, the maritime mandate. And this week, the DG is still talking about maritime security. In the piece, it titles The Imperative of a Multi-Level Approach to Tackling Maritime Security. If you don't have a copy of the Guardian newspaper, you can get to read the full piece on the Guardian website, as well as from the DG's website, bashirjamo.com. You can continue the conversation with the DG of NIMASA on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, as well as on YouTube. Likewise, on all of our NIMASA official social media handles as displayed on your screen. Now, if you're doing business within Nigeria's maritime space, in other words, if you're into shipping, maritime labor, barge operations, maritime education, you name it, as long as what you're practicing has one nautical element or the other, your watchword must remain compliance, 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 because the maritime industry is heavily regulated. And NIMASA bears foremost and absolute responsibility for the administration of the rules as it relates to playing the game within our territorial waters. And your first port of call must remain the NIMASA official website as currently displayed on your screen. Thank you for watching today's episode of NIMASA This Week, the voice of maritime. And we hope that you found some useful information to guide you in your quest to know more about the Nigerian maritime space. Remember that drop by drop, the ocean is made, and day by day, knowledge is gained. Be an ocean. Till I see you next time, my name is Ubongisen, and I'm asking you as always to stay on course. Bye-bye.